Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your video player. Good morning. Ira Epstein of Lynn & Associates with your morning flash update for this Thursday, the 28th of September, 2017, just after 9:10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. You know, even though all the stock indices are lower this morning, you got to say one thing. The month of September so far, and remember, we only have tomorrow left in the trading days, has not been the big break month that we so often see. So history, well, the month if it stayed like this, we'd be pretty close to unchanged. The gold market's the market that took a big beating this month, as the market became what? If you look back at it, the market became desensitized to North Korean and U.S. threats against each other. They can talk all they want, the sanctions go, but the market sees that there's no real warfare taking place other than the nuclear tests, which are important, of course, and the missile tests, which are super important, but there's not ground troop action, and that was one of the fears in the market. After a while, started looking at that. We're getting a bounce today in a number of foreign currencies against the dollar, but the dollar's had a heck of a ride up here. It's gotten a bit overbought too. The energy sector's been the big move, and for the month, obviously getting crude up to $52 has been quite a feat. Now, one of the things I'm looking at, and you should look at, is we still have a spread of about $6 between WTI crude and Brent. And you would have thought that maybe that would have narrowed in by the Brent either slipping back or the WTI moving up to narrow it. It's still staying at that point. You should be paying attention to sugar. The ox sugar's last trading day is tomorrow, so you want to be into the March. Cotton still weak. Grain market's taking a bit of a hit this morning as well. Now, the economic data that we got the second quarter advanced GDP recap. GDP estimate was 3%, came in at 3.1. That's pretty good. So the market's not giving the Fed a reason at this point, in this number at least, not to go ahead with the Fed rate hike in December. The chain-weighted index, 1%. They expected it right in there. In fact, I skipped that number. Second quarter preliminary chain-weighted price was 1%. So they're both very similar. PCE index, 0.3 up. That's what they were looking for, the preliminary. You didn't see anything after that that was really problematic. Corporate profits, though, you've got a revisionment to a negative 2% from a negative 1.4 prior, and that compares to the first quarter of a positive first quarter profit of 1.3%. Jobless claims. Do you really pay attention? Because we're still in that Florida mess. We're out of the Texas mess to a degree, not completely. So this number's still being skewed all over. The claims were up 12,000 and the weekly claims down 45,000. Then the European Commission today said that its economic sentiment indicator, that's an aggregate of business and consumer confidence, rose to 113 from 111.9 in August. That's the highest level in 10 years. That's really big news. And that tells you that they are where we were maybe a year ago. We felt good. The stock market kept going up. That market's doing good. Mark Carney today at a Bank of England conference that Miss May attended, the Prime Minister of the UK, explained to her that monetary policy cannot prevent the loss of weaker real income due to the transition of Brexit. It's that simple. Chinese yuan. Nobody's talking about China's value of the currency. It's fallen this month about 3.1% against the dollar. It's still up 4.2%, but here's what's unusual. Every 10 years, you get the Party Congress in China talking, and it's where they lay out their plans. They do it every 5 years. They do it twice a decade. Normally, in a market like this, you'd have expected the yuan to be stronger against the dollar rather than weaker. They allowed some short selling, changing of rules on the yuan, and that's probably part of what it is. But my guess is they engineered all that to fit in with whatever they're going to do. I want to remind you about market research. If you like what I do and you're watching these updates, you might want to see what we do in research. Not just mine, but you might also want to see what the Lynn Group does in their research. And you get access to my written updates. You're going to get access to my morning subscriber video, which I think is just super important because it gives you all the trade ideas for the day. Imagine waking up, you get somebody that says, here's each market as I'm seeing them, here's the charts, here's why I'm seeing it, and away you go for your trading day. That's what I do. You can call us at this number. You can go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. You can sign up for it there. If you're watching me on YouTube, just simply click right up here. And underneath us on a number of websites, it says, click here for Ira's free offerings. Do so, and away you go. I'm Ira Epstein. You have yourself a good trading day, and I'll see you this afternoon.